As a busy dad, I understand the value of every moment of personal free time. I'll be assessing games based on their value reward, cost, time commitment, effort required, stress level, difficulty, importance of completion, multiplayer compatibility, accessibility, and modding replayability. Whether a game helps you relax or keeps you on edge, whether it's a one-time experience or offers endless replay value, I'll cover it all to help you make informed decisions about your gaming purchases. Ultimately, it's subjective, but I'll share my insights to guide you. That's why I'm here, to help you navigate which games are truly worth your investment. Animal Well is the new big dunkey, big mode, big game. And let me be honest with you. If Big Dunkey wasn't telling me to buy this game, I'm not sure I would have bought it. Anyways, done with my impression. Unfortunately, it's true. Animal Well is a very good game, but I have to admit I judged it by its cover in different ways and several times. But Animal Well surpassed my expectations, while also leaving me feeling a little unfulfilled, which seems contradictory. This game is a great example of a good game that's not dad-friendly. Animal Well is a Puzzlevania. While the Vania is more of an endgame thing, which I appreciate, the game does a fine job with its puzzles. While playing Animal Well, I could tell that it was an amazing experience. By the time I finished the base game, I was ready to stop playing, though. I knew there was more, but it felt like I had reached the end, and playing any more would be a waste of my time. After I stopped playing, I looked at all the secrets I missed, and I realized that there's a lot more left for me to do, and while that excited me, I knew I couldn't keep playing. This is where Animal Well fails to be dad-friendly. The game is intricate and careful to keep its secrets. I spent a lot of time figuring out puzzles. While solving the puzzles was a ton of fun, I couldn't justify the amount of time it took to play this game in comparison to the reward. There is a lack of compelling storytelling, which could have helped to engage me further, and it would have helped me finish the game completely. I knew that I wasn't going to feel satisfied when I completed the game because it wasn't going to mean anything to me. I was right. The ending and the secret endings mean nothing to me. I'm sure that people will be able to pull out a meaning from the story or to find some hidden meaning, but for me, I don't feel anything. Watching the end of this game was kind of boring. There's no bittersweet feeling. There's no mind-blowing realization. There's no twist. There was no joy. But the puzzles were fun, so I guess that's fine. Animal Well is a collectathon. Discovering mysteries is a lot of fun, and I liked solving the puzzles, and it felt good to do it on my own. There is, however, a lack of compelling story-driven gameplay, which I mentioned earlier. If there was just a little more to compel me to finish the game completely, I would have played the rest of the game. I would have tried looking for those secrets. Unfortunately, the game could not inspire me, and it did not make me want to know what was going to happen. At least not through my own efforts, which is sad. This is a major contrast between Outer Wilds and this game. Outer Wilds wants you to dig deeper, but it also tells you that it's going to give you something. There is an ultimate mystery, whereas in Animal Well, it just kind of feels like you're in a place and the place has things. 9 hours on average, 15 and a half for completion, 6 for the base game. For a Puzzlevania, I found myself solving puzzles with a generous bit of effort and time. The puzzles were relatively easy, but that didn't mean I solved them quickly. I found myself often putting the controller down as I sat there thinking of the solution. But I could solve every problem given enough time. There was only one time I got truly stuck, and that was because I accidentally sequence broke. I was very proud of myself for solving a puzzle that I wasn't supposed to yet, and it led to me getting soft locked. So technically I didn't actually solve the puzzle, I just broke it. Unfortunately, that took about 2 hours to figure out. While the game is beautiful and peaceful most times, there are many moments where you need to run for your life. There was one part that I felt was impossible, but after looking up if I was doing it right, because in some cases and sometimes there's moments where if you're doing something really hard, it's because you're doing it wrong. And so this felt like something that was impossibly difficult. So I decided to look up and see if anyone else was doing it. And turns out that you are supposed to do this part in this difficult way. So I decided to put my head down and I just kept trying. And eventually I was able to get it, which felt good. Felt good to keep trying, even though it was difficult. Personally, the scary moments felt refreshing and fun, and there are no jump scares, so. While the game is a Puzzlevania, there were many times I was frustrated with thinking this was a traditional Metroidvania. I often felt like I couldn't complete an area because I needed to get a new item from a different area first, but most of the time I was wrong. Generally, every area in Animal Well can be finished with the previous item that you've discovered and the item that you got in this new area. However, the secret eggs are a different story and require every tool in your arsenal. If you don't like asking for help, make sure you write down areas of interest. Unfortunately, this is one of my complaints. You eventually get a way to mark your map, but it's after you found several eggs already. In my mind, this is the worst secret item in the game. To me, this should have been accessible from the very beginning. Now, I feel like I'm wasting time finding items that I already knew about, and it just does not feel good. While the game is good and fun, I stopped playing after beating the first ending. There are so many secrets in this game, and a lot of them require you to deep dive. For me, the game was worth beating the first ending, but I did not want to spend another 10 hours looking in every nook and cranny. There's also a reward for speedrunning the game. There are some secret endings after getting all of the hidden goals, but for me, I would rather just watch someone else do those things. Because I stopped playing after the first ending, I missed out on a lot of new areas and items which looked like a lot of fun. If I had more time and dedication, I might have played more. This game has 0 multiplayer. You should play with a controller. Mobile Steam Link controller wouldn't be ideal since you need some finesse. So, you can play on your phone, just use a controller. I don't know anything about the modding community for this game. I don't think there are any mods yet. There is, however, a speedrunning community, which is kind of interesting to watch. There isn't much replay value, though. In a sense of playing the game over again, it doesn't really seem like there's a point. But there are secret endings, which are interesting to get, I think. Animal Well costs $25. To me, this feels a little overpriced at first glance. I think the simple art design makes it feel that way. But as you play, you will recognize the amount of effort and time that went into making this game, and it feels worth it. I don't feel bad for spending $25 to play this game. While I have my gripes, I had a fun time playing Animal Well. This is one of those games where you need to decide if you're willing to put the amount of effort into this game that it requires of you. If you do go all in, you'll have an amazing time. Ultimately, Animal Well is not dad-friendly. It wants more time from you than what the game itself needs or deserves, and this often is the downfall of minigames. Again, just because it isn't dad-friendly does not mean it is a bad game. A game can fail to be dad-friendly by lacking in any of these areas, but in the end, it is up to you whether it is good or not.